Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Renowned Explorers. We're headed out to Shangri-La. We have, I think, more supplies than I have ever been able to take into Shangri-La before. That's 18 plus 1 for each time we win a fight devious. This, being able to complete 4 branches of the research tree with food sciences has been pretty fantastic. Honestly, what a game. What a strategy. Minjong maybe needs to be taken down a notch. I don't know how she compares to Anna, who has traditionally been the most powerful character, but or the most powerful captain, at least. But it feels pretty comparable. All right, we know what this stuff says. We've been to Shangri-La before. We're old hands at this now. So 2 of the Shambhala keys have spawned right up on top of us. The other one is in the absolute opposite corner of the map. And we don't have to move at like maximum speed to get over there, but so this is the cave of the crane, where we will fight Cassandra, who is friendly. That's not great for us. We don't want to go here first. This is the devious place. This is the Tiger Monastery up on the mountain. If we go here, we'll have to fight Tommy Gun, who comes at us aggressive. That would be the optimal fight. So let's do that first. Being far away from society grants you excellent opportunities to conduct experiments in the wild. We only have 4 resolve. I don't know that I need 5 study tokens all that badly. I mean, it is a 2/3 chance. It's kind of silly that like just every check in Shangri-La needs to hit you in the resolve. It's a little much. Screw it. I don't need all that noise. Alright, you arrive at a place where one of the Shambhala keys is said to be hidden. Tiger Mountain. Okay, so we can look for a hidden passage, which is a rogue check, I believe. Yeah. Or we could just try to climb up, which is an athlete check. This gets us a single token, but is almost guaranteed to succeed. This is so important that I honestly might... We have 3 tools. I honestly might tool it. Because losing a resolve and 3 supplies, that's a heartbreaker. This way gets us more tokens, and it increases our collect payout a little bit. I'm not going to tool it. We're just going to go raw. I don't care. I'm not afraid of you. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? That sucks. I can't believe Harry is so bad at the adventure wheel. Oh my god. I cannot believe that just happened. Alright, flabbergasted. Well, it looks like it's actually really inconvenient to get to the Cave of the Crane. We're gonna have to go this way so that we can, like, wrap around a little bit. Some Rivaleux's henchmen are guarding some gold. Harry, go do it, and I swear to God, if you flop this 93%... I cannot believe how bad Harry's rolls are. He is just failing everything, all the time. Alright, well, he managed to rob those guys, at least. That's something. But yeah, losing a Shambhala key... Yeah, now we'll fight her. Okay. Losing a Shambhala key sucks. First of all, it's a huge amount of renown lost, and secondly, it's a, it makes the final fight considerably more difficult. I'm really annoyed. That's so frustrating. Alright, we can... What are these guys weak against? Confident. That's a shame. But what if I do this? Because I'm thinking I want to match her friendly. Which will give us a bonus to our next aggressive attack. And then use that to drop the Cone of Doom. Which really, it's not even going to do very much damage to them. They only have 70 health. You can't get through 70 health, dude. You can't... Man. Why is everybody in my party bad at everything all of a sudden? Do you remember when we were good at stuff? Well... Huh. If he stands over here... He can hit them all, and because of the way the terrain is shaped in the rough terrain, they can't all hit him. And then Jean-Pierre can just finish this guy off. Yeah, we use the combination of the bottleneck and the rough terrain actually makes it really awkward for these guys to get through. Okay, so we should only be able to suffer one attack. I almost no words for how annoyed I am that I failed that 80%. Okay. From here, we should be able to go devious pretty safely, I think. They're not going to have a whole lot of attacks left. I guess we have to watch out for Cassandra and her AoE attack. Yeah, I guess just kind of like get over here. She might actually... she might be able to hit them with her circle AoE if she moves all the way toward them. Oh no, she can go for it. Alright, so these bodyguards are annoying. These guys have got to go. They are weak to Impress. Well, we have a good source of Impress. Obviously, we have to finish the fight devious. Like, it's a lot of renown on the line here. She's not strong against Sadden. It's the only the only devious effect she's not strong against. I wonder if I should go for, like, the super tearjerker. Oh no, I definitely shouldn't. In fact, we have to take this guy down friendly, like, right now to get out of this mood. Alright, we'll move you over here so that the AoE attack can't hit everybody. And then, unfortunately, you have to attack friendly and buff up Cassandra's speech power to get us out of negative speech defense. I'm pretty sure that the trade-off is slightly favorable for us, gaining the 30 speech defense but giving Cassandra extra speech power. Okay. Alright, let's figure this out. So... his Sadden wouldn't be good enough to get her actually sad. I'm going to try to spread my people out a little bit here. Alright, so we'll do this to drop Cassandra's emotions a little bit. And then we'll just crack her one with the ore. Okay. Now from here we go devious. This should be good. Everything should be fine. Actually, though, we don't want to bring her down with this attack. You can't get to a position where you... Alright. We'll do this. Carefully missing her with the tearjerker. I really want to build up some more devious points. Oh, you know what? Actually, hitting her might have been good enough. I don't know. We'll have everybody go devious on this coming turn. We'll take this guy down with devious attacks to make sure we build up enough devious dominance. Alright. Okay. So that puts us at 7-7, yeah. And then the boss, finishing off the boss will do it. I'm so bummed. I'm not bummed. I'm actually, like, a little mad. Which is silly. Who am I mad at? But I feel mad. Alright. The Cave of the Crane asks us the many questions. I would expect that Minjong, yeah, should be able to crush this with all of her levels of Archaeologist and Naturalist. So there's one Shambhala key. Yeah, that sucks. That's a huge amount of points of resolve that we lost there. By not getting that key. Man, that's annoying. So this thing, where you have to pay 2 supplies to get to this corner node, and then 2 to get off of the corner node, is, I think, unacceptable. Because we'll spend 4 supplies, we'll gain 2 supplies. Man, I kind of need to win every fight that's available to us. But at the same time, these fights are dangerous. You know, the demons are a serious enemy. Yeah, alright, let's fight. I need to make up all those points of renown I lost. This was gonna be a record setter. Now it's probably not. Because I probably lost something like 500 renown. Alright, weak to sadden, weak to excite. So these guys have 3 movement. From here he can hit... Okay, so there's nowhere I can move that's safe? Oh no, I can move to here. So you're not weak to sad, but you're not strong against it either. Also, the friendly demons have 0 armor. So I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to approach this. Because right here, where I would really like to move, is still within range of these guys. I guess Min Chong's speech defense is good enough that it probably doesn't matter. Thinking something like this. So like if we open up Devious, we get the bonus damage on friendly attacks. This might be good enough to take down one of the blue demons. And the blue demons have actually considerable armor. Not sure what the best way of dealing with the blue ones is. The red ones shouldn't be a hard problem at all. In fact, I think probably what I want to do is... Let's commit Min Jung this way. So that she lowers this guy's speech defense. Then we'll have Jean-Piet come over here, drop a sadden. That gets us to Devious for the speech bonus. Or for the friendly ability damage bonus. And that is not good enough to finish that guy off. But, that said, it does set us up to probably take both of these guys down with a cone shot. Nope. Darn. Well, I still think this is right. This removes one of the demons and sets up a little bit of damage. Whereas his best move otherwise would just be take down one of the demons. And we want the red demon. If any demon's going to survive, it should be the red one. We are not afraid of him in the least. Oh, are you kidding me? The range on these guys is basically the case. Enemies with ranged attacks are always a problem. Alright, what do I do? What do I do? So these guys have no armor. Oh, I'm pinned. The red dude's attack pinned me. Well, why don't we come back here? We'll do an inspiring strike. It's not totally ideal. But with him being inspired now, he should be able to one-shot one of these guys pretty easily. And you are weak against friendly. You're also buffed up. You have speech power. Okay, that's not a big deal. This fight is a mess. Alright. Then we take out one of the blue demon or one of the green demons this way. And I think, even with the minus 25 speech defense, I think we shouldn't get one shot by the remaining demon. I think. Yeah, okay, we're fine. And then if we just go Devious from here, I think we'll be okay. I assume Min Jung will be able to finish it now. Yeah, so wait, if we do this, this will not bring him down, and it will generate us another point of deviousness for having used a devious attack. Oh no, it does bring him down, right, because of that. Shoot. I don't think... Oh no, okay, that was enough to bring devious up over aggressive. I was a little nervous there that we were accidentally going to finish aggressive and not get all of our rewards. Okay. Things are not going that well. A small pack of demons is terrorizing a poor traveling monk. Wow, let's finally put our single point of tactician to use. Alright, one of these demons let you go and you learn about their diplomacy. The demons flee and you learn about their diplomacy. You learn how to handle demons with tactics. Okay, so this time it's 3 of the green demons. Huh. These guys are strong against Sadden. I'm thinking that Minjong and Harry can probably take these two out by combining their AoE powers. So what, we want to start with the aggressive. Now let's go this way. Can I hit all 3 of them? I can, right? Yeah. So we start aggressive. It's important that we sequence this correctly, because otherwise it's gonna be pretty dangerous. Oh boy, I hope that actually takes some of them down. This would get us 3 points of friendly. You know what? That'll work. So we're just gonna actually go straight to friendly, because we're gonna use Peace Treaty for the first time, and it adds 3 pips of friendliness to the mood. And I'm going to use it just on this guy, I think, to avoid making excited out of making excited happen on the speech-focused demons. And I'm going to go right here and bottleneck these dudes a little bit. Okay, Peace Treaty. It lowers his attack, actually, which is a nice side effect. It's not super relevant because his damage is probably not going to be a big deal. And they swapped to Pleasant, which is crappy for me, because I really want to finish the fight devious. Being devious is going to be awkward. Okay. So we definitely have to bring the Sadden. If I move to here... This just sucks, man. Are you joking? I cannot catch a break yet on this expedition. Okay, we have to start building up some points of deviousness, but also we can't actually afford to end the turn devious. So I'm going to crack this guy over the head for some aggressive. I believe if you move from friendly to aggressive, it reduces your points of friendliness more than like moving from friendly to devious. I think that's the case. But I don't want to use Inspiring Strike, because I want to have that available next turn in case, you know, stuff. Honestly, though, if the Green Demon goes after Harry, Harry really needs to get one of those grit dodges off, because... Okay, everything's fine. We have really got to finish Devious from here. Like, it's very, very important. So... That said, I think we do this. Ooh, it's actually going to kill him? That's not perfect. Okay, let's try something like this. We'll use this to set up the powerful Tearjerker. Tearjerker has overcharged a fair amount now. It's been off cooldown for a while. Okay, so that's probably just going to drop everybody. Can we sneak in... We cannot, in fact, sneak in a non-lethal. That said, I think we still do this because using 2 devious powers to generate 2 defeated enemies does give us more points of deviousness than clearing them out with a single. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We actually would have been fine anyway. I'm getting way too concerned. A single thing goes wrong and I get real nervous, although it was a pretty huge thing. Alright, the demons are overcome by negative emotions and start fighting with each other. Your mom is such a fat demon, she can't come to the invasion because she'll block the gates of hell. Wow. That's, I mean... That's a fat demon. There's a Cerberus joke you could have ate in there somewhere. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but... Alright. We could gain a point of a perk. We could just get some tokens. I mean, just get some tokens is not amazing, but... To be perfectly honest, maybe we take it? I mean, what we could do, right, is... give Jean-Pierre another point of Athlete. By the way, Athlete Tenacious is definitely something that's come up on at least 2 different skill checks. Because what's the Renown payout from 8 collect tokens? It's like 34 gold, 17% of which we would get as Renown. Yeah, it's not nothing. Yeah, we're going to give Jean-Pierre another point of Athlete. Because I think if we do get the Yeti event, I think it's really good to have a high-level Athlete. Alright, well, there's no working around... No working all the way around the, having to pay 2 supplies to move around over here. You see a light-footed demon running with a bag. A quick athlete may be able to catch it before it gets away. Hey, look at that. Extra points of Athlete already coming into play. At this point, I'm a little gun-shy about an 80% chance. That's a small number of tokens. Okay, let's try to get these supplies. I really want these. This is definitely worth a tool. A survivalist has the best chances of finding them. Well, Jean-Pierre's sort of a survivalist. He's an amateur survivalist. I was trying to preserve tools for Yeti Mountain in case we found Yeti Mountain. Because Yeti Mountain has some tough skill checks on it, but I would like to be able to, do it. Ooh, the site of an ancient monastery. You might want to study the place. Alright, the penalty for failure here is not so bad. I'll just take the 87%. See, Minjong can pass her checks, Harry. We found a small chapel surrounded by stupas. The prayer flags found in the rubble are particularly inspiring. Minjong is very inspired by the prayer flags you found and has increased speech for this expedition. How much? 10 extra speech, that's not bad. Alright, we are working our way in sort of a roundabout way toward the other temple. What's that? A small group of demons are gathered around a demon leader. The one on Mount Kailash isn't looking. We will infest the mountains once again. Yeah, we need to warn the one on Mount Kailash. And then we get to get our... the buff for being a level 1 tactician is still, it's something. 10% extra damage for the first couple of actions. Oh man, it's all green demons. That's not a bad thing, really, but it's a little bit inconvenient as far as ending the fight devious goes. Alright, well, let's back way off. We can take these 2 down for sure. And then we'll go over and stand next to them and hit them with this. Yeah, between the speech debuff from her being next to them and the speech buff and everything, we managed to just barely bring them down. And unfortunately, that means this guy can still hit both of them. Man, these demons are too fast to have ranged attacks. Well, I don't want to just offer Jean-Pierre as a sacrifice, but actually, if he runs over here, can he just take one down? Yeah, screw this guy. I think Jean-Pierre can survive 2 hits. Yeah, especially if they go to his armor. Wow, that was a lot. And he's pinned, so I can't get adjacent to him. So I can't heal him. Well, we could heal him with, usually I'm pretty reticent to use Impress as a heal, but since he's already impressed, I mean... You could just shoot this guy, but it wouldn't be lethal. What can Minjong actually contribute this turn? Nothing? I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of forgot about the pin. Can she... Nope. There's actually nothing Minjong can do this turn. Okay, well, I think I am going to go for that heal. Because I think I have to. And then we are going to sadden this guy to try to offset the speech defense penalty that Jean-Pierre has from being impressed. We should be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay. Now that guy's in a lot of trouble. So can we do it? Yeah, we can definitely get rid of this guy. In fact, Harry can probably take care of this himself, right? Because I think it only predicts the damage from the first... Yeah. It only predicts the damage from the first part of his attack. So he actually does considerably more than the predictor. That actually wasn't that hard to end Devious. I was really worried. Good management of our abilities, man. Makes a big difference. Alright, same insults. Demons are not particularly original, it would seem. Oh no, blue demons! The crew makes up for another tough encounter, but the demons are too lazy to care. Look, just go. We don't feel like pestering anyone today. Oh, they're poor little snotty noses. Cool. Then please give us some stuff. Fine, take some gold. Man, I really want to sleep. Come on, I want more than that. Alright, geez. Here, take all of our infernal treasury. Now can you please just leave us alone? You're so annoying. For the love of Padmasambhava. Here, take this demonic charm and leave us alone. I'm going back to hell. This dimension is way too annoying. Well, there you go. There you go, free stuff. Sure, let's throw a treasure hunt on there. Why not? Let's solve some encounters devious, shall we? I'm not happy about the place our supplies are in. I'd really like to have more supplies. So I want to go this way because I really want to get to this node, but like I said, I'm getting pretty concerned about our supplies. And of course, this node doesn't connect to the supply node in any way. And it's double cost to do any travel. Alright, a giant trap springs below the crew. You could fit a whole gorilla in there. I think we're going to... So you can try to get out of the trap now, or you can let the trap capture you, which I might do. Yeah, everybody freeze, don't move. The crew stands dead still as a giant cage springs up around. It was definitely the safe thing to do, but now you're stuck. But now we can sabotage the cage from within with our incredible strength. We're a little bit better at this check than we were at the other one. Are you okay? You better not. Jean-Pierre works for hours and finally using a clever lever frees the crew from the trap. And hey, it's that weird but rugged lady. And she says something about a Yeti, and we say no need to state the obvious, there is no Yeti. And Harry beguiles this woman, which as far as I can tell does literally nothing. Because then you end up just taking the same dialogue choice. And of all the places there isn't a Yeti, there is most definitely not a Yeti here. And it didn't even show us a location. So I'm assuming that the Yeti encounter did not spawn. Okay. Do I maybe just go back so that I can go to this place? I hate that, but the graph of points in the Himalayas is so arbitrary. Yeah, this doesn't... There's a point we can see from this. There's a point here, but it doesn't connect to this point, of course. Man. There should be a bunch more supply nodes. Not a bunch, but a few more supply nodes, but I don't know where they'll be. So this might be really, like, unsafe and lead to... Yeah, we have to go back. Alright, let's get some supplies here. Move toward this. A group of Rivaleux's henchmen is running around frantically. Yeah, there's no such thing as a Yeti, it turns out. It turns out it's all nonsense. It's kind of crazy what a hard time I'm having finding the special mountain encounter here. Because there's always a special mountain, it's just not always Yeti Mountain. Okay, this is a lot of henchmen. How many of them can I hit at once? Several. They are strong against sadden, which is horrible. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. I've never been so upset. So if we... Yeah, them being strong against sadden is really crappy. That said, we still hit pretty hard. I'm thinking that maybe it might be worth it to try to go for a big AoE strategy. Like have Jean-Pierre come down here. I'm gonna go for it. So we need to move Minjong first. Take maximum possible advantage of the aura. Then we want to start with the aggressive attack. From here, throw a sadden. And then the tearjerker will seg us into devious, so we won't have a speech defense penalty. Can I get all 4 of them with it? Looks like... There we go. Okay, so we got 2 of them down, and we managed to leave these 2 saddened. They kind of look like the dudes from that Michael Jackson video. They're just about ready to do that heel lean. Alright, what do you got? Yes, we're all very impressed with your finger guns. Okay, yeah, these guys have terrible, terrible damage output. So you are actually not strong against sadden. Alright, so if I move over, that's probably good enough. Yeah, the speech defense lowering aura will let us take her down quickly. And then we can just burn 2 of these guys real fast. Jean-Pierre has to go after the ones that are weakened, unfortunately. But we want to just go ahead and score this out, devious. And we're in no danger. The 2 remaining enemies could not get anywhere close to defeating any of our guys. You're hitting for 5 damage. That should be enough to make you sad enough to leave the battle. You know, that guy has an excuse. At least he hit somebody who was resistant to his attack. Alright, so we have to get this other Shambhala key. This other Shambhala key is actually really important. This is the one that is linked to deviousness, and this would be a bad one for the enemy to have. The henchmen run away in tears, leaving behind useful notes on the Yeti and some supplies to boot. Yeah, they better, man. I'm having a rough time supplies-wise. Okay, we found a monastery, so let's talk to this monk. We're pretty good at talking to monks. Since it looks like we have no Yeti, I'm gonna go ahead and use a tool here. Because that's a lot of payout. We will speak to this monk diplomatically while he attempts to meditate. Please don't fail the 95. The man opens his eyes. When demons take over the mountain, the chosen ones should meet the one on Mount Kailash. And he hangs a cord of the prayer flag around our neck. Cool. Then we will investigate the courtyard. Minjong can't help but be impressed by this amazingly well-kept piece of architecture. What a great discovery. And then we strike the gong. Nothing happens. Sometimes when you strike the gong, you get some campaign tokens. I'm not 100% sure what triggers that. So what? The mountain is either this node right here, or it's over here somewhere, and we just don't have the supplies to investigate, unfortunately. If somebody hadn't dropped 3 of our supplies on an incredibly easy roll... alright. The temple is crawling with beautiful and charming people. We know all about this. Alright, we must reach the gong on the other side of the room. We should be able to do the Battle of Charms pretty well. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk the 95% because the payout is so much better than taking Harry's roll. And maybe me risking the 95% is a sign that I haven't learned anything. But you know what? I'm tired of living in fear. Alright. So we've got it, the Shambhala Key of Hearts. This is very important to us. Unfortunately, now we get to accumulate some hunger penalties. Oh, it's bad. Speech defense down. Not great. Not the worst thing that could have happened. Okay, we have found an entire tree has been lifted out of the ground by something. That must have been one stealthy giant. Maybe the Yeti does exist. Minjong loses speech defense. Okay, she just doesn't have any speech defense. That's fine. Man, I really want to go to this battle. That's a treasure. So we would take one more hunger penalty. We would not take a hunger penalty on this node, because after the battle we'll have 1 point of supplies. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take one more hunger penalty. Okay, so we found some demons. They're terrorizing travelers. You know what? I'm going for it. 70% punished. Punished again. Whatever, man. I don't need resolve or stats. We don't need speech defense. Alright, some happy demons are holding a positively ravishing party. What do these buggers have to celebrate? We get closer, and they're so happy that they passed through the gates of hell because they want to make us sit and watch their 12-hour epic piece of demon theater. I am not a fan of this. Listen, the length of a theater performance should be directly related to the size of the human bladder. 12 hours. 12 hours is too much. Okay, so we actually only get the treasure if we don't end devious. So this was a mistake. And our speech defense is completely nuked. Whatever, man. At this point... Alright, let's back way off. We are going to defeat these demons over here first. So we can... How am I going to do this? What's the best way of doing this? Because Harry cannot one-shot them, really? Well, we could do our AoE thing. I was kind of hoping to have that available for later. Huh. They're strong against... Oh, Harry can actually probably one-shot one of them with his friendly attack. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see if it lands. Okay. We got there. And then we can work some devious points onto this guy, but finish him off friendly. If these two were in different places, we could finish off with Jean-Pierre's physical attack. Trying to finish off with her physical attack has a 20% chance of missing, and the way our luck has gone, that's basically 100%. But obviously we can't finish him off devious either. I mean, this would be the best thing. Do it. Umbrella. Yep, of course she missed. Well, we still get the speech defense bonus. But, yeah. Anything that's not 100% is 0%, apparently. Alright, we got a lucky dodge. And we should, I think, only have to endure one attack from the Eastern Demons. Actually, no attacks. They couldn't get close enough. Ah, she doesn't quite... Man, everything we do is not quite enough damage. We don't really have a good way of making ourselves excited without costing ourselves a turn. And the way the demons spread out... this is bad. Okay, I think we should be able to one-shot this guy. He has no armor. We have to remove a whole lot of demons this turn. We might be able to, since I didn't end up using my cone. I wonder if there's a place I can stand... Yeah, like this. That'll do just fine, actually. And that will be enough damage that Minjong is able to friendly these guys down. So now the question is it even possible for me to finish Devious? Maybe. So if we go Devious, we get a supply, which prevents us from losing taking another hunger penalty. Plus, all the renown from all these tokens, plus 25 renown. Versus trying to finish friendly and ending up with a treasure. The treasure has to be more renowned. It almost certainly is. Yeah, I think we should go for the friendly finish. So what, we have Jean-Pierre start because he's most unlikely to actually get the kill. Someday, he says, I will grow such an impressive beard. And he says it with enough conviction that the demon just believes him. Okay, there's no way we can hit him again without dropping him. So I guess we just go for it. This looks pretty bad though, like... I was too aggressive. It ends up being a really, really terrible fight. And we get a gift, but also we're going to take a hunger penalty for it. Alright, everyone has to follow his or her calling. Maybe this little present will help you achieve your goals. Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll take 3 discovery tokens. That's pretty okay. Come on. Harry loses speech power. Okay. That's a pretty crappy one. Let's go fight Rivaleux. I'm not that happy with how this has turned out. This is a pretty bad Shangri-La. Alright, we are as ready as ever. There it is, the Sintamani. Those who touch it give it a shape according to their nature. A simply mystical and amazing treasure. Alright. So the ceiling starts to crack, Rivaleux and his crew drop in, and then... unfortunately, my friend Tommy here found me this little thing, the Shambhala Key of Strength. Rivaleux activates it, and you can see his body becoming tougher and stronger. Good God, I look even better than before. I can feel the strength flowing through my beautiful veins. His veins are beautiful? Man, I don't know, that doesn't seem right. Okay, so we're going to say, let's fight. Because what you say here determines the starting attitude for both parties. And we really want to open this fight in aggressive. So that we get the devious power bonus. This is bad, though. Like, there's a pretty good chance that I'm actually going to lose. And of course, they're standing so that Rivaleux is furthest back. So you can see here, yeah, the Shambhala Key of Strength has given him 20 armor and 6 attack power. How are we going to do this? We don't have anything that Amir is weak to. And with him having 20 bonus armor, we can't even just brute force him with physical attacks. I might actually lose. And we can't move close enough to them to actually fight them. The only person who can get over there is Harry. So I guess I have to back up. I have to make them come to us. So Amir's going to move to here. Yeah, we don't have to move back very far. And then we should buff somebody. Probably... yeah. Because the odds are Harry's going to use a physical attack. Oh, I ended the turn. Harry could have focused. I always forget that. Because it almost never comes up. Yeah, I just booted a bunch of damage by not using focus. Pretty bad play. Alright, so we can do a tearjerker thing, right? If I run right up to here, we could hit you with tearjerker. Or we can hit you with Sadden and then use a tearjerker that will... I'm assuming... hold on. From here, can she hit them all? Of course she can't. What about from here? There we go. Yeah, Akhtar is... this is going to be tough. This is going to be ugly. Leaving them all saddened is pretty valuable, though. Do I want to shoot them before I do this? This would be a really good time to have, you know, actually used my focus ability. Rivaleux is weak to Enrage. I might send Harry over here to draw off some fire. I don't want to probably stack everybody on top of each other, because they have area attacks. Alright, let's go ahead and start things up this way. So my thinking is, This probably will not be enough by itself to take us into devious. Well, actually, we might bring him down. One of them has to go down for this to take us devious. Oh, okay. Apparently we are going to get Tommy. Alright, so now we have all this bonus grit. And I think we can light up Rivaleux with Harry's Enrage. Man, if I had not forgotten to hit focus, this would have been really good. Okay, so depending on how they move around, you know, we have the option of trying to land an Inspiring Strike, and we might be okay. Okay, Cassandra elected not to go and use her... Oh, because she's aggressive, yeah. Cassandra has a pretty scary circle AoE. Alright, so unfortunately they moved in... Oh no! Rivaleux moved over just enough to give us access to a nice big fat inspiring strike. Unfortunately, it's going to do basically... It's going to do very poor damage. Despite the fact that he's enraged. Alright, what's your deal? You have a ton of armor. You're weak to Excite, though. And we have a pretty good Excite. We have a pretty good Excite that we can't use. I can use my Line Excite? So I think I want to take her down. She's strong against Enrage, but his Enrage hits hard enough that it might not... No, it's... Never mind. It absolutely matters. This might be enough to bring her down. We tank her speech defense by making her impressed. Yes. This will make us friendly. But then we have Inspiring Strike to set us back to aggressive to get rid of the armor penalty. So yeah, this is pretty good, actually. Unfortunately, there's a pretty good chance that Rivaleux's team is going to change their attitude now. Every couple of turns, he can change his attitude. But they didn't do it this turn. Are you throwing bombs at people? You understand this isn't a fight to the death, right? I mean, I guess I'm going to shoot you in a second, so maybe I shouldn't be talking. But I think we might be able to just finish him off, actually. That's a lot of damage. He's resistant to Sadden, though. Alright, well, let's move up here. Huh. He's missing speech defense due to flattering inspiration. It would be nice if the tooltip for this worked. Alright, well, Harry's actually going to do a lot of damage here. Yeah, I think we can probably finish him off. Resistance to being sad is not going to be good enough. So we are at 8 points. Oh, yeah. We got the devious finish. We're good. Everything's fine. I'm still, like, mega bummed about missing that Shambhala key. Seriously, that was probably in the neighborhood of 500 renown. Rivaleux embarrasses himself. You're about to witness something unimaginable. Rivaleux is losing his cool. Stop it, you little... Whoa. Everyone's in shock. Did Rivaleux just call you... Rivaleux just scared himself. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. This is not how a gentleman explorer should behave. I'm a disgrace, and I don't deserve this treasure. I must first learn to control my emotions. Please, don't tell my mother I said those words. He leaves with tears rolling down his cheeks. I would never call anyone that thing that he said. Alright, unfortunately, we're going to get the wrong Sintamani because the game decided that we were aggressive during our third expedition, despite the fact that we didn't end any fights aggressive. Oh no, it gave us devious. Okay, we were a smart menace, just like the monkey. That's true, that's what monkeys are. Okay, so we can get 2 renown for each point of grit, so 302. That's not bad. 5 renown for each study token, 275. Or 30 renown per discovery, which is, I think, clearly the winner. Alright, 480 plus the 500 for the treasure itself. Not too shabby. The Emperor Monkey. Now the world shall know that your strong words and ingenious inventions helped you become the best. The treasure will seal your rightful position as the world's most renowned explorer. This might be a record. I'm not 100% sure. I think my highest score is in the neighborhood of... I think between 11 and 12,000. So let's see if this is the best I've ever done. I'm so bummed about the Shambhala key. You have no idea. And we did not find the special mountain with either the Dharma Chakra or the Yeti. So actually, our score on Shangri-La could have been a lot higher. Like in the neighborhood of 1,000 renown, probably. Higher. This definitely would have been a record-setting run if I had done a better job, basically. I needed a little bit more luck, and to just go ahead and use the damn tool, despite the fact that it says 81%, you know? And honestly, missing the Shambhala key is probably what cost me finding the special mountain, because we were lower on supplies than we would otherwise have been, and, you know. That's a pretty good payout, though. Yeah, 12,109. I think that is my highest score ever. Back in London, everyone is enjoying the Explorer of the Year party. Pinkerton comes up to you. An exquisite job, Explorer. I must admit I wasn't sure you could beat the competent Rivaleux, but it looks like you're the best explorer among us. Then Rivaleux butts in. I'm so proud of you. I knew you would rise to the challenge I set up for you. This must be how a proud parent feels. I congratulate you on overcoming my challenges, young grasshopper. Yeah, thanks. It's time for you to go on stage. Time to receive the title you deserve. The most renowned explorer. I actually really like Rivaleux as a character because he's set up as your enemy, right? But you almost can't argue with the fact that he's definitely a good guy and kind of a better guy than you are. And that's really frustrating in some ways, but I like the fact that it's more complex than he's just evil, you know? So this is really good. I'm very pleased with the way that turned out. Again, I did not route this carefully beforehand. I did not try to make sure that we got the most optimal results from a lot of things. The top end of this strategy is probably a very high value. Minjong is crazy powerful. Alright, so real quick, let's drop into my leaderboards. Is that the highest score I've ever gotten? Because it felt pretty good. 12,281, in fact, is the highest score I've ever gotten. Let's how do I see just my right, that wasn't an Emperor's challenge game. It was a... Wait, how do I turn off some of the DLC? I can't. Okay. That was a game with more to explore, but not Emperor's Challenge. Well, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing next, but I do know I want to show off Hojo's Captain Perk. And I think, did we see his crew story yet? We'll see that too. So yeah, come back next time for Hojo Fumiaki, and we'll see you then.